Moving on to news from India, Indian Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar on Thursday called for greater role of women in the Maritime organization. The Indian government has been seeking for more women participation in defence services as a step towards national objective of empowering women. A report.
The Indian Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar hailed the Indian Coast Guard organization for recently inducting women as pilots and observers of Indian Coast Guard aircraft. He also lauded the organization for imparting training to a batch of 10 women officers to operate a hovercraft. Women personnel constitute 10% of the total strength of the force, which guards the country's maritime boundary. Parrikar, however, urged the Coast Guard to push more for women participation in combat operations and said that the focus needs to be put on facilitating it.
One of the areas that service would need to focus on would be to facilitate greater role of women in the organization. I am aware that women constitute about 10% of the total strength of officers in the Coast Guard. It is heartening to note that women officers have been employed as pilots and observers on Coast Guard aircraft. This is a significant step towards the national objective of empowerment of women and realization of their potential in overall growth, progress and well-being of the country.
The Indian government has been considering for larger role for women in combat operations across the defence services. Last year, it had given a nod to induct women as fighter pilots in the Indian Air Force.